Okay, dear Dhamma friends, we have come to the last question and answer session. I think we have received some written questions, are there?
Yeah, dear Bhante, we have received 9 questions altogether.
Okay.
6 on meditation, 3 on general terms.
Okay, so then we'll start with the written questions. Yeah.
Thero Saranai Swamin Vahansa. I have been practicing Anapanasati meditation intermittently both at home and at Kalalgoda Vipassana Meditation Center. I concentrate on the in-breath and out-breath and sometimes in the rising and falling of my chest stomach. I generally meditate for about 1 hour. During the first 15 to 20 minutes, my mind starts wandering. Although I put several severe efforts to control it, most recently I have succeeded in doing this according to the instruction given by you and other instructors. And I find that in the first 30 minutes or so, I could keep my concentration in the in-breath and out-breath fairly consistently. However, after that I had to forget the inhaling and in-breathing and out-breathing, and even the rising and falling of the chest and stomach, and my mind gets blank for some time, although I feel it has not recently. It has not roaming, but then although I am in straight position with my head held high and suddenly discover that my chin is touching the uppermost chest, I suddenly came to the present moment and find disappointed that I had dozed off all that time, but I know to my heart that I did not sleep in my inner consciousness, and also if I were in the sleep, my whole body would have tilted in the forward or sideways, which did not happen. Sometimes at Kalalgoda, I meditate for about an hour, and first time from time to time this happens. However, as 1 or 2 occasions, I know I was in the I was in the sleep mode, but this was a rare occasion. Swamin Vahansa, please tell me whether I am doing this in the right or wrong way, and if I am, please advise me. May you attain the Nibbana. Thero Saranai.
May I know who has written the question? Person not there. So basically, I mean, this can happen, but only thing is, I need to check whether is it happening every time, in the sense that every sitting are you experiencing this, or very rarely it happens, or something like that. It is necessary to have a little discussion. So generally, I mean, if you are practicing for a long period of time, even daily you are practicing, then it is possible that you may reach some sort of a situation where mind does not catch any sort of an object. Say, for example, you are doing Anapanasati, and after a while, maybe you are using the generated concentration to observe maybe, say, feelings, or maybe sensations, element characteristics. So any of these things can happen, and while you are observing, mind may shift to something which does not capture anything, which does not hold anything, does not concentrate anything, and it is having its own freedom. So this is possible. So actually this is some improvement happen in the meditation, and it has to be recognized, well received. So that's why I want to really verify whether you are facing that particular place, or is it still in the middle or something like that. So anyway, then we'll go to the next question, because the person who has written it is not available here.
Venerable Sir, sitting meditation. I have been practicing Attika Bhavana some time back. Then my mind became well concentrated on the skeleton. When I practice Anapanasati Bhavana, I find my posture tend to sleep, and I become sleepy from time to time. Is it okay to us for us to have Attika Bhavana initially and then switch on to Anapanasati Bhavana later on? May the Triple Gem bless you.
From Attika Bhavana, this if you are able to maintain your attention completely to the skeleton, from the skeleton you can actually pick the elements. Say for example, Attika, the skeleton actually consists of, majority is onto the Patavi Dhatu, the what you call as the earth element. So if you are able to figure out this, the grossness, the coarseness, the roughness, the say solidity in the skeleton, and if you are able to extract that quality, and then you can actually establish your mindfulness on this solidity, on this roughness. Actually it is you are picking that characteristics from the skeleton. That is also possible, but that is one way of practicing what you call the element characteristics, element meditation or dhatu manasikara. But the other way is really getting to the characteristics. Say for example, you are doing some walking meditation and your foot is touching the ground, and you feel the grossness, you feel the tightness, you feel the solidity. So this is where you really feel it. In the previous case, you are recognizing it, maybe little some sort of a visualizing, and that's also anyway possible. But it's more suitable to go with the second option, that is where you really feel it. It is not there you are visualizing, rather you really feel. When your foot is touching the ground, you really feel the grossness, you really feel the roughness, you really feel the stiffness. Or when your foot is lifting, you really feel the weight of it, you really feel the lightness of it. So likewise, there are several characteristics pertaining to the Patavi Dhatu, the earth element, and you can really feel them. So this feeling is quite important, and then you no way to go in the wrong side, because this is something available, happening at that very moment. It is not that anything that mind created, rather you are feeling it. At that very moment it is available, at that very moment we are experiencing it. Similarly, say the Apo Dhatu, some sort of flowing characteristics, some kind of a cohesion that you can feel. Maybe some sort of a heat you can feel, that is the Tejo Dhatu. Then the sort of a movement you can feel, that is the Vayo Dhatu. So likewise, these element characteristics are available, and we are now going to that element level, elementary level, rather than staying at the conceptual level. So it is quite necessary to go to this elementary level rather than staying in the conceptual level, because at the elementary level we are finding out the real characteristics, real nature of these elements, and then based on that nature we are understanding, are they really permanent, or are they transient, or are they impermanent, or are they satisfactory, or are they in our control. Likewise, we are seeing this real nature of these elements. So both ways are possible, but most recommended is the method what I have just explained, recognizing them, feeling them, understanding them practically. And as the question mentioned, if you are familiar with the skeleton meditation, from that you can derive this information as well. You can pick this information as your eyes closed. You are now through the concentration, you are going through the up and down of the skeleton, and the skeleton is very hard. Skeleton is very stiff. It has some gross nature, and this you are now giving this characteristic to the mind rather than seeing the color of the skeleton. The color of the skeleton is one side. You can go to Kasina Bhavana in that. But now we are getting the characteristics of the grossness, hardness, stiffness of this skeleton, and that is then you are moving to the element characteristics, element side, Dhatu Manasikara. So both ways are possible, but I typically recommend the second option, that really feel in the element characteristics and then proceeding. Yes.
Most Venerable Bhante, please explain how one focuses on impermanence once the mind is concentrated in a tranquil state. Should the focus be on the breath or on the calm feeling? May Triple Gem bless you.
Calm feeling. So both are possible. Actually, in Anapanasati Sutta, Buddha is explaining different ways. Actually, he's telling at the Kayanupassana level, say you are observing the breath. Now you can recognize, okay, this is in breath, this is out breath. And later you are discarding the names, this is in breath, this is out breath, you discard that. Rather, now you understand, okay, this is shorter, this is longer. Compared to the previous one, this may be shorter. Compared to the previous one, this may be longer. So that indicates that your mindfulness is very sharp now. And then you are trying to see the beginning of the in-breath, the middle, the end. And again the beginning of the out-breath, the middle, the end. So that indicates that your mind is now very absorbed to this particular object, not thinking anything else. And you are able to see the basic characteristics, basic elementary characteristics of the breath. Now, say for example, you are recognizing in-breath through its, say, rubbing sensation. You feel some touching. So you can see the beginning of this touching, and you can experience the touching sensation, and after a while it will finish. And again the beginning of another touching, that may be the out breath, and you are experiencing the beginning of it. And then throughout you may be feeling this rubbing, kind of a contact. And then it also ends. Now the Anapanasati, now we are turning into element meditation. Dhatu Manasikara at the nostrils itself. That is also possible. And you don't need to know whether it is in-breath or out-breath. Rather, you are recognizing what is the sort of the sensation. How is it beginning? Is it the middle? Is it the end? Or is it the heat? Say, for example, in-breath may be cooler. So you are recognizing how this coolness starts and how it lasts for a few seconds. And then it fades away or vanish. And again, the out-breath may appear like little hot compared to the in-breath. And you are understanding the heat of it. And then experiencing it for a while, and then it is also disappearing. So this is also possible. So you can use Anapanasati, now convert it to element meditation, and you are doing this again and again. And sometimes while you are doing Anapanasati, you feel very comfortable, you feel like blissful, body like floating, and some waves are coming and going, goosebumps are happening, very blissful. So Buddha asks us to look at all these things as the different sides or different facts or facets of feelings. You know, there are three types of feelings. One type is the happy feelings. The other one is the painful feeling. The other one is the neutral feeling. Now, what you are experiencing while Anapanasati, typically, if it is going very well, are the happy feelings. Like you are feeling like floating. Now you don't feel any kind of pains. Rather, you feel really comfortable, very happyful. So all these are sides of feelings, facets of feelings. So Buddha asks us, rather than grasping them, rather than being sort of greedy to them, just be outside and look at them, how they are happening. Kind of a wave-like feeling comes, and it also available only for a moment and it disappears. A floating-like feeling happens, it also has a beginning, and then after a while it also disappears. And you have no control at all, because you don't know when it is happening. So you are simply watching the breath. Now all of a sudden you you feel like floating, very calm, very tranquil. So this is a kind of a side of the feeling. So you recognize it has a feeling, how this feeling is changing, how this feeling also disappear. Now we are into the Vedananupassana. Even in Anapanasati, you can practice like that. So in Anapanasati Sutta, where Buddha is explaining, you can practice Kayanupassana, you can practice Vedananupassana, you can practice Chittanupassana, you can practice Dhammanupassana using Anapanasati. That's quite important information, where Anapanasati can help you to touch all these 4 aspects of Satipatthana. What's the other question? It is having a
in a tranquil state, should the focus be on the breath or on the calm feeling?
So at that time, if you really feel comfortable, really feel kind of floating, really feel kind of goosebumps are happening, you really feel that you are experience some kind of wave kind of effect. A wave is coming and then embracing your body and then it is disappearing. Another wave is coming, embracing your body and disappearing. Now look at them as feelings, not to your breath, rather to the feelings. So even if you are now getting to look at the mind, now you have to look at the mind, not the breath. So breath is there in case you scatter your mind. While you are doing this process, sometimes your mind get distracted and you might lost the process. And again you immediately come to the breath, and that is the rescue place or the refuge for you. And now again you establish mindfulness, and once it is well established, again now you are going back to Vedananupassana or Kayanupassana or Chittanupassana. So if you are confident and you went through the proper path and now you are have some improved mindfulness, and now suppose you are feeling tranquil and body is feeling like floating, you feel the blissfulness, something like that, then you experience them and allow them to happen and see them how they are arising, how they are changing and how they are disappearing. So now don't look at the breath, rather look at these outcomes. Yes. Switch off. No battery.
Most Venerable Swamin Vahansa, walking meditation. I use the following method for walking meditation. First, left foot, lift foot, send, put down, press down. I keep my attention on this action on the right foot as well. But after about 15 minutes, I feel pain in both legs. I thought it is because I am standing on one leg most of the time. So I speeded up my walking pace. Then the pain fades away, but I feel that my mindfulness less when I walk this way. Please advise me. May you continue to provide your great services to the Sasana for a long time.
You don't need to do any kind of such artificial adjustments, that you can continue what you are doing. Say, for example, lifting, moving, placing, pressing, or lifting, moving, placing, whatever the way you are experiencing. Doesn't matter. These are all terms, but what is important is the feeling. Say, when you are lifting, you really feel the lifting process. The term used, either lifting or whatever the name, doesn't matter. Then the moving, you really have to feel the moving. And then placing, you really have to feel the placing. And then maybe thrusting or pushing, you really have to feel it. So these names or labels, noting are something additional, just helps you to focus to the process. And once you are skillful in doing this, you can simply discard these terms. So you don't need to tell lifting, moving, placing. Rather, with a very quiet mind, you are completely experiencing the whole process. Whole process with a very quiet mind. Say your foot is now lifting, you are 100% with this lifting process. Now your leg is moving, you are 100% with this moving process. Now you are placing the foot, 100% with this placing process. And now foot is on the ground and you feel it. You feel some touch sensation. And you feel some roughness. Suppose you are walking on a sand path, you feel the roughness. And now you are placing it, you feel the weight of the body. So all these things you can felt. So that is most important. About no words now at all. Now your mind is very quiet, very silent. But with silent mind, you are completely experiencing this whole process. So that is most important. So you can use any word, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even that is fine. But later even you discard that and then completely be with this whole process with a silent mind. Yeah. And you don't need to, now this yogi has mentioned that he or she is now having some issue, therefore he is trying to speed up the process. So then you can't figure out all this information. Rather, if you are able to establish mindfulness and you are clearly seeing or feeling all the details of these different steps, you maintain that speed, that pace, and then you continue. Nothing to worry. Yeah, you don't need to speed up or to do any kind of adjustment. Rather, allow the process to happen. Sometimes when you are trying to get more information, trying to see more detail, naturally the speed become less. Slow down. That's all right, no problem. Yeah.
Venerable Bhante, primary object is in-breath and out-breath. And during the second day of this retreat, owing to continuous mindfulness, at the latter part of a sitting meditation session, I observed the chair I was sitting is very slowly pushing towards back, giving me a very blissful feeling. I wanted to be with this feeling for a long time, but it suddenly stopped. Please let me have your expert views on this situation.
So that is where you are expecting results or expecting that feeling again and again, but it is without your control. So that is what we need to understand. So you are asking it, you are expecting it, but it is not giving it. So that itself is showing you the real nature, the proper nature of that feeling. So feeling is not in your control. So basically that's where Buddha is asking us to see the feeling. So while meditating, while say Anapanasati, you may get these blissful feelings. But if you are willing to get it and you are inviting them, still they won't come. But you are doing your job in a wholehearted manner, and later again they may come back by themselves. So they are happening due to their own causes. These causes we have less access, or we have less control, we have less governability. So they are happening due to different other causes. It's our duty is to simply recognize them, simply observe them, understand how they are coming, how they are behaving, and how they are disappearing. And even when we want to keep them for a long time, since it is a very blissful, happyful state, still they go away. They don't care about our wish. So you are recognizing, okay, they are, even though I call it as my feeling, my happiness, they don't listen to me. So again and again you watch it, again and again you experiencing it. So then you will understand, so they are outsiders, they are not mine. So that is where you get a kind of a distance looking. Buddha call it as parato. Parato means that you allow things to happen and you become an outsider and you are watching it. Feelings are happening, they are occurring, and you see how they are arising, how they are manifesting, and after a while they will disappear. You don't bother, you are not interfering in them, you are not inviting them, and you are not pushing them. Maybe a painful feeling happened, you didn't invite it, now it is available and you are watching it. And now you are not even trying to get rid of it, you are simply observing it, and by its own it is disappearing. So that is where the Vedananupassana, you are simply allowing feelings to manifest. It may be happy feeling, it may be painful feeling, it may be neutral feeling, doesn't matter. So you are a neutral observer. Yeah.
Dear Swamin Vahansa, I have been attending several meditation programs at Kalalgoda and very much thankful to you for your kind guidance and for eloquent Dhamma sermons, which being out very pertaining to answers in our life. We are very pleased to listen to your Dhamma discussion and explanation to questions where those are even simple. You are able to dig into deep matters through this simple question and being about deep details of Dhamma to us. Much merit to you. I am a person practicing Anapanasati meditation, and my observations point is at the tip of my upper lip, below the nostril. When at the start, when the breath is gross, very easily able to follow and able to reach the tranquility. However, when it becomes subtle, I get only the sensation. I am unable to keep track of it, but automatically keep the mindfulness on the sensation. Today morning, when Bhante conducted the guided meditation, very quickly I managed to come into concentration deeply and did not want to withdraw from that state even after the ending bell sounded. I kept continuing same further 45 minutes and wished could have stayed more. Generally, I get disturbed when flies roam around and making nuisances. I had the ability to tolerate several flies roaming around my body to here bringing intolerable sensation. Still, keep my watch on my subtle breathing sensation successfully. I beg your guidance to correct my loose points to further develop wisdom.
Yeah, if you are maintaining this state for a quite long time now, probably you can check what are the sensations available after you completing, say, Anapanasati for a considerable period of time. Assume that your mind is now stable. It is staying at the nostril. And you can maintain this for a long period of time. At that time, assume that you feel certain sensations in the body or certain feelings in the body. And if it is happening, naturally happening, then you can place this prepared or maintained attention or the prepared concentration to this new place, to this new feeling, to this new sensation, and start observing that. So I don't know, may I know who has written this? Yeah. What is it really happening?
Yeah, somewhat blissful state I like to enjoy.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
So that
No. I mean, you can keep it closer.
Okay.
Yes.
Then this position was there for a long time.
Right.
But I didn't know how to go forward
Forward
beyond
that. Yes.
So then, Ante, with your
Yeah.
explanation, I managed to go beyond that level, and I thought of getting the feelings of it. Now,
Yeah.
one explanation is this flies.
Yes.
Because I am not a person who can tolerate this type of
Yes.
situations. I am very unmerciful for those things. But today,
Was able to become little merciful.
I thought, okay, I managed to come to this level. So, Lela, I will try, see whether I can go on like this.
Yes.
So, the flies came, he was trying on my nose, all this.
Several
So I
even
thought,
here with me.
Yeah. So then I thought, the fly is not the person who is doing that. It's my own thinking that this happens.
Yeah.
It is fly may be going, but it's my own feelings are there to
Agitate you.
agitate me. So I thought, okay, I will say sometime and see that. Then I found, okay, it's coming and disappearing. That sort of. So I thought that is the state.
So basically now if you can maintain this state for a while, that means say you are doing Anapanasati, say for example confidently now you go to the next sitting and say after 20 minutes now you are able to establish mindfulness and now some well developed concentration is available at the nostril, for example. And assume there are no flies and now you can maintain this concentration for a considerable period of time, say another 30 minutes without much of a trouble. If that situation is available, if such skill has now developed, and if you are not feeling any kind of a blissful state or any kind of a, say, different piti, rapture are there, no? So if you are not experiencing that, but still you feel some certain other sensations in the body, maybe little pains in the body, maybe little happy pleasurable feelings in the body, some tingling sensations or some rubbing sensations, some stiffness. Likewise, there may be other sensations available in the body while you are maintaining this concentration. If such are available, then rather than just keeping your attention at the nostril, so you can locate your concentration to those new sensations. Assume that there's a sensation available at your left leg, at the knee, for example. Now we are again and again keeping your mind again and again to that place, that particular place where the sensation is available, maybe a feeling or whatever, and you are now again and again you are playing or applying your mind there. Now this concentration appeared at the nostril, slowly transfer to this new place. Now your mind is concentrated at the knee, for example. Now you are able to see this particular sensation in a very lucid manner, in a very clear way. You can see how it is happening, how it is changing, how is it just a one pain or one feeling, or are there several feelings there, all together appear like one feeling. So all this information is available for you because now your mind is well concentrated at this new place. And now you are watching this feeling. So that is something that you can try now. Yeah. So rather than just maintaining your attention at the nostril, you prepare the mind, you say within 20 minutes you are able to establish mindfulness well and now well concentrated. And you can check the state. Now you can't even distinguish whether this is in-breath or out-breath. Some sensation is there. You are able to maintain your mind here, very stable. And now some other sensations available throughout the body. Among those sensations you pick or you choose something, say some gross sensation. Suppose there are several sensations are available and some prominent sensation you select. That is the easiest one. And now you start to apply your mind to that particular one again and again. Now slowly your concentration transfers there and now you are able to observe that. Now you can start this practice. Yeah.
Can I ask a question based on the timing factor on this question?
Yeah.
But even if you look at in our timetables, we have for sitting meditation just 1 hour.
Yes.
What is the best recommended time for sitting meditation?
The thing is now, at the beginning it may take a while to come to this concentration. But with practice you can come to this concentration immediately. Not taking long time. Not immediately, maybe with less time. Now say for example for him at the moment, say assume that it took say 45 minutes to come to this well concentrated state. So only 15 minutes are available to do the practice. If he is willing, he can continue another 20-30 minutes. Doesn't matter. You can stay longer. Doesn't matter. But later on, it may not take 45 minutes. Rather, within 30 minutes, he can get this situation, state developed. And now he has 30 minutes for practice. Again, later time, with the practice, he may get this concentration within 15 minutes. Then he can immediately go to the practice, and 45 minutes he can do this practice. So likewise, it is improving. Yeah. So therefore, typically maintaining 1 hour walking and 1 hour sitting is a balanced approach. Because if you are continuously sitting for long time, so your faculties are not well balanced. You know that mindfulness, concentration, wisdom, all particularly these three has to be well balanced. So if you are continuously sitting, typically concentration side improves, you might lose the mindfulness approach. So therefore, walking and sitting go 50-50 is a better approach. Yeah.
Bhante, can we take the general questions?
Yes, okay. Yeah.
Venerable Bhante, I try to keep my mind occupied with Itipiso Gatava or Thai chanting Buddha or Maitri Bhavana rather than let random thoughts enter my mind. I do this often as I feel that if I have a sudden death, if my thought were occupied with Dhamma, that I will be born in a better realm. Is this is true?
You can try and let us know after death. By the way, if you have enough time now, so you go beyond that. Don't just stay there. Just continue a meditation rather than just doing Itipaso Bhagavaraham. You have to continue. Because Buddha has mentioned this Buddhanusati is just one tenth of the Anusati Bhavana. That is Samatha Bhavana. But Anapanasati, another say Dhatu Manasikara, other Vipassana techniques, are all the Buddha's say most important teachings. So therefore try to get that teachings to yourself, to practice these teachings to Vipassana side. That is more important and that is more encouraging. Because now just to give you a simple example, there is a sutta called, can't remember that name. So the point there is that, so Buddha is telling, so assume there are 100 people and you are giving a dana to these 100 people. And Buddha is telling, more than giving dana to 100 people, it is much better to give dana to one sotapanna. And then Buddha is telling, more than giving 100 sotapanna, it is much greater benefit you will be getting to give sakadagami, one sakadagami. And then Buddha is telling, okay, more than giving to 100 sakadagamis, it is much beneficial to give dana to one anagami. And again he is telling to give dana to 100 anagamis, it is much better, greater benefits are there to give one dana to one arahant. And again Buddha is telling, rather than giving to 100 arahants, it is better to give one Pacceka Buddha. More than giving to 100 Pacceka Buddhas to one Buddha, enlightened Buddha, Samma Sambuddha. And then Buddha is telling to more than giving to Buddha and the Sangha, it is good to create a kuti for a monk. And then he's telling, more than doing that, if one honestly going forth telling, okay, some Buddhang Saranang Gacchami. Rather than giving all these things, Buddha is telling, it's in the Velama Sutta. Rather than giving all these things, so he honestly, I go refuge on the Buddha. Buddhang Saranang Gacchami. It has more merits. Then he is telling Dhammang Saranang Gacchami, Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. So all these getting more and more merits. And then he is willingly, wholeheartedly, he is accepting, I may not kill animals. Panadipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kame sumichachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Suramere majjapama datthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Now he is willingly, wholeheartedly try to restrain himself. It has more merits. So likewise he is explaining, and then he is telling, okay, he is now developing the mindfulness and he is doing some metta meditation. Even a split second, it has more merits. And more than that, he is having, say, even jhanas and all these things through metta meditation. Even more than that, even a split second, if one knows the anicca sanya, the impermanence, the characteristics of impermanence, it has more merits. So that is the end he is taking us. So basically, where the emphasis is given is onto the Vipassana. So it is taking all these dana, sila and all these things and ultimately coming to the bhavana, the meditation. There also he is telling the side of the samatha and the side of the Vipassana. So Vipassana merits are more powerful and giving you more benefits than the other things. So if you are practicing Buddhanusati, it doesn't matter. But once you develop fair amount of concentration through Buddhanusati, don't just give it up. Don't just stop there. Use that developed concentration to observe some phenomena within yourself, maybe within your body, how certain things are happening, how they are changing, how they are disappearing. Maybe a feeling. So you are observing that particular feeling, how it is happening. Is it just one feeling there? Or there are several feelings available there? So likewise, you get into this Vipassana practice that is more powerful, giving you more benefits than anything else. So therefore, I encourage you to, rather than just continue Buddhanusati, you practice Buddhanusati, doesn't matter. Don't stop there. That is not the end. So that is not the real teaching of the Buddha. Buddha is telling his main unique teaching is to the Vipassana side. Yeah.
I am not very comfortable with the surroundings.
Surroundings?
Surroundings I live. I live in a very cosmopolitan area. Some have encroached our land and road. They are not in good terms, although we are not at fault. I feel that we are being observed, and this bothers us. Even when I go to the shrine room. Swamin Wahanse, if I seek your advice, please.
Rather than, the last statement?
Even
if I go to shrine room?
Yeah, shrine room.
Others are observing. It's good, no? I mean, so when you are going to the shrine room, they are also observing. So they want to share some merits. So anyway, I mean, I am not just taking it for joke. Anyway, I mean, it's very difficult. So I mean, finding better place also very difficult. That is where Buddha is telling as a Mangala Karana, Patirupadesa Vasocha Pubbecha Kata Punyata. So I mean, finding a good place is quite difficult. And one option is you can do some metta meditation. So even though the others may be troubling and sort of spying on you, you are not much bothered about it. Rather, you have your own strength. You do some metta meditation. Even to them, you can spread some metta. And again, you can do some daily practice. So more and more you be with yourself. You are mindful about yourself. How your body is moving, how you are breathing, how your day-to-day activities are getting on, how you are walking, how you are sitting, and all these things helps your attention to bring to yourself. Rather than thinking about the others, more and more you are mindful about yourself. So coming back to yourself is more important than trying to correct the others, because we can't correct the others. It's very difficult. So you can become a silent servant to them, even though they are bugging you and teasing you and giving various troubles. But still, I mean, one option is to do the tit for tat, but it may not give the proper solution. But rather than doing that, if you are just developing mindfulness, so I mean, in the beginning, in the morning, you do some mindfulness practice. Okay, you do some walking meditation, you do some chanting, you do some respect to the Buddha, offerings to the Buddha, and again, if you have some time, do some sitting meditation as well. Slowly, you will understand you are coming back to yourself. So others may be watching, others may be talking, doesn't matter. You are in yourself. You find some refuge within yourself. So that is more encouraging than anything else. Because, world is world. We can never make the world perfect. Rather than we better wear slippers or wear shoes rather than trying to flatten the world. So that is the approach that we have to take. And just to give you an example, there was during the Buddha's time, with the increase of the fame of the Buddha, there are many people getting into the sasana. Now the Buddha's sasana is growing at that time. So Buddha and the Sangha are getting more and more benefits, and the other sects are reducing reducing the benefits. The Nigantas are there, the Brahmins are there, so different other groups were there. Now they are losing their benefits, and Buddha and the Sangha is getting more and more benefits. So these other sects, they understood we can't continue like that. We were the ones being renowned some time back. Now we have nothing basically. We are very hardly getting something to eat, but everything is now going to Buddha and the Sangha. So what shall we do? What they start to do is, when Buddha and the Sangha is going on the Pindapata on the road, they start to blame them. They start to use the filthy words and start to blame the whole Sangha. Now, Venerable Ananda and the other Sangha came to the Buddha and they start to complain to Buddha. Bhante, we better leave this place. So, because we can't even go on Pindapata, now these people are using filthy words and blaming us, and it's very difficult. So then Buddha is giving a very beautiful answer, and he is telling somewhat, some advanced answer. So he is telling, Game aranye sukha dukkha putto neva attano na parang daheta. Pusayum passa upading paticca nirupading kena pusayum passa. So Game aranye sukha dukkha putto. It may be in the city, it may be in the village. You may be encountering ups and downs. That is the nature. One day you may be praised. Another day you may be blamed. One day you may be feeling happiness. Another day you may feel suffering. One day your fame is growing. Another day your ill fame, something has happened. One day you are getting some benefits or merits. The other day you are losing. So these are the ups and downs of the life. Sukha dukkha putto. It can happen either in the city or in the village. Neva attano na parang daheta. Don't think it is me or them. So then it's a problem. So I am suffering, they are doing everything, they are wrong. So now we are personifying the whole process. Buddha is saying, don't do like that. So consider now this is up and down of the life. Pusayum passa upading paticca. So upadhi is something that we all carry on our head. So I am so and so. I am, say for example, you are thinking, okay, I am this particular person. So I am the mother, I am the father of this family, I am the breadwinner of this family. So the other people have to respect me. Other people have to give me the proper place. They have, when I am coming from office at home, so they have to open the door. They have to have a nice smile, welcoming me, preparing a tea for me and coming back to me. So all the vegetables and the food and everything should be prepared for me. The tea is coming to me, or the paper is coming to me. So likewise, you are expecting something. So you are having your own place. Say for example, you are going to your working place. Now assume you are doing some job. Say you are a doctor. Now the nurses have to come back to you. So they have to treat you in that position. So what if they are not doing if so? Then you get angry. Then you think, okay, they are neglecting me. They are not giving the due respect to me. And the patients are not giving me due respect. So likewise, so all these things, because we assume that we are so and so. So we have that assumption, okay, I am so and so. So all these people have to give this due respect. If not, I'll be in trouble. So pusayum passa upading paticca, all these assets, what we have, my profession, my state, the social state, my family state, my family background, my education, all these things are the upadis, the assets. And we believe all these things. We identify with all these things. And when other people are challenging on any of these, we get into trouble. We feel like challenged. We feel like they are not respecting me. The big I is created out of all these possessions, out of all these family status, all these social status, all our wealth, all our education. Everything matters. Everything causes to create a big self. So because of this big self, we are getting into a lot of trouble. None of these may be available, but what happen if we are not taking them as me or mine? So that is something deep. That is some deeper teaching of the Buddha, where how one can, even though he has a social status, even though he has good education, even though he has a good occupation, even though there's a good lot of wealth is there, he or she is not identifying with them. He can simply live like a very free person. He is not carrying any of these things in his head. So that is something difficult. So that is where we have to practice. That is where the Vipassana practice is taking us. Whenever these things are coming and telling, okay, you are the person, you are the father, you are the doctor, you are the engineer, you are the breadwinner, you are the lecturer, you are the whoever. Likewise, we are simply disclaiming, I don't need it, I am just free, I am just keeping my mind free. So likewise, this upadhi has to be, Buddha saying, disclaim. Upadhi patinissagga. So if one is capable of doing this, then he is capable of maintaining some sort of a unentangled mind, very free mind, very fresh mind. And even when people are talking various different things, he is not bothered. He has some unwavering mind. So his very, very deep teaching is there. So when there Buddha is telling, pusayum passa upading paticca. So all these hints, all these bad words, filthy words are touching because of these assets I am having. I am so and so. Say for example, now I am a monk. Now someone is not giving the due respect. Then I might get bothered. Say I am a Theravada monk. Someone is telling, okay, Theravada is bad. Theravada is wrong. Mahayana is good. If I am really attached to the Theravada model, I might get hurt. But if I am having some sort of some kind of an understanding, okay, Theravada is good, but Mahayana also might have the proper thing. So I don't have any big grasping as such. Then the other person is coming and blaming me, telling, okay, Theravada is bad. That is the say Montessori class. You have to go to the Mahayana, Vajrayana. That is the best. Like that, someone is trying to get my attention, make me angry. So if I am not much bothered, then I am all right. Something like that. So each one of you have different aspect how you are identifying. So maybe your company, maybe your class, maybe your social status, maybe your wealth, maybe your occupation, maybe your land, whatever the things. So these people are using all these things to trigger us, to press the button. So they know how we get angry. So they understand those places and they are immediately put the injection at that place. So we get upset. So if we know that, then we simply disclaim that. So you should not wait till that person coming and doing it. You have to do the practice by your own, even to the minor things. So okay, when you are going home, okay, your mind is telling, okay, you did well in that particular place. Like that, the ego is coming up. At that time, you have to disclaim it. At that time, you have to tell, no, it's not me. It's a kind of a collective agreement. Something we all did. It is not I did it. So likewise, then and there, you need to understand how this ego is coming up. Ego is popping up. And at that time, you have to discard it. At that time, you have to disclaim it. And you are maintaining that some citizen John. Just a simple person. Not a special person. Not a VIP. You are just a human being. That's all. So when we are becoming a very simple human being, so we are equal to everyone. So all are just human beings. Whenever we are trying to be someone special, it's very difficult to maintain that status. Every time people attack that, every time people challenge that situation, that nature, we get troubled. Very difficult. So Buddha is telling Pusayum Passa Upadim Paticca. So these all the attacks, all the hints, all the filthy words are coming and touching all these assets. So what happens if we disclaim all these things? Nirupadinkena Pusayum Passa. When one has no sort of accumulation, no grasping of any of these wealth, no grasping of any of these assets, then this passa, these contacts cannot touch. It's very deep teaching Buddha is telling. So therefore Buddha refused going away from that place. Buddha stayed the same place. So he endured it. So it is not that Buddha, even after he became the Buddha, he has to go through all these ups and downs. Sometimes people come and praise him. Some other times people come and blame him. So he went through it. So the same situation for ourselves. So we can't stop. We can't stop. Even you become a Buddha, you have to go through this. Yeah.
Bhante, last question. Venerable Bhante, a lady I was quite close to passed away recently at the age of 97 years. She was quite spiritual and in and out of temple. She was ailing for about 2 years and was in bad state in the last six years of her life. People at the funeral were discussing that when you die very late in life, that you are waiting to be born in a better place. This is true. Waiting to born in a better place.
Uh-huh. Don't know. Not sure. Very difficult to tell. The thing is, even death does not happen as we wish. So that is the way. So this whole body depends on so many other conditions, so many other causes. Even though you may like to die early, it may not die. Even though you like to live long, it might die. So this is the situation. So it's completely uncertain. That is where the Marananusati helps. It tells us this reality. It's a very bitter reality. So we are thinking that I may live longer, I may have all the wealth, I have a peaceful death. All these things are the good wishes we have. But extremely uncertain. So that is where the urgency has to happen. So we don't know where we are going to die. We don't know when we are going to die. And we don't know how we are going to die. All these things are extremely uncertain. And death can happen at any time, at any age, at any different ways. And we don't know what kind of disease we might get. It's extremely vulnerable body we have. So therefore all these things are very uncertain. So we can't therefore say whether one is living longer because the better place is being prepared. It takes time to get the better place. Still the construction is going on. Don't know. You can't say like that. Yeah. That's all. Actually, that's all we have, the question. I hope there are no any other question.